Hey everyone, it's Janine, and I am live. My guest is actually getting dressed, so I'm waiting for her to come on. Her name is Mariah Hutchens, and she is a generation. I- What's it called? What Generation G? I think Z. Okay, I don't even know who comes up with all this, with all these little sayings. Millennials, baby boomers, and all these other terminologies. I don't really know who comes up with that, but anyway, so that's the title I gave this particular conversation that's going to happen tonight. I hope everybody's doing well out there. And so I'm just sitting here waiting for my guest to come on. How's everybody doing today? Is anybody in the studio with me, or is it just me hanging out by myself? I guess I'm just partying, having my own little party, waiting for her. Oh, hold on. Okay. Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great.
Did you tell
Great.
your mom you were coming on tonight?
I did. I let her know. I sent
O-
everybody a link.
Okay, because I only see one person watching right now.
Oh,
Oh, you look nice.
thank you. Thank you.
What
Thank
did
you.
you do with your hair?
It's just combed out. Just combed out with some gel. I had to put a little
Mm,
bun. My bun's a little crooked.
got it nice and moisturized.
Thank you. Till I go outside and then it's like dried up.
Uh-huh. Let's wait a little bit because I don't know where everybody is.
I know. I let everybody know. I sent the link out to everybody.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
if I exit off of this page if it'll like. I don't. I'm just gonna leave it alone.
Now, don't exit out.
Well, I'm just no, just gonna let everybody join.
Don't you exit out. Did you tell Dana?
Yeah, she knows. Everybody should have the link. I'm just
Okay.
waiting.
So well, let's just go ahead and get started. Hello,
Okay.
your Milex. I think I'm saying her name
Yummy
right. Malit Malilex
Yummy
Santos. I got the Santos.
Well,
So
let me
I'm
log
here
out.
tonight. Let me say hello to her real quick. Real quick.
Okay. So
I'm here
nervous.
tonight with Mariah Hutchens. And I had previously misspelled her last name. My bag.
It's okay. It
So,
is okay.
Mariah, what
hmm
is it that you do for a living?
So currently, right now, I am a trainer for United Healthcare. So I train the advocates that come in to help take the calls for or more elderly populations, so 65 plus.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
Do you like that position?
I do. So before I was never a people person, and getting to work face to face with more classroom setting has really opened me up. And then since we moved to a more remote at home job, we can reach a lot more people. So usually my classes tend to be anywhere from about 30 to 40 people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely I think a good experience. I like it a lot.
Great. So, oh,
Yes.
let me see that kitty. Oh, what's
It's
the cat's
Elijah.
name?
It's Elijah.
Hi, Elijah. I didn't know you had a cat.
Yes, just jumped up here.
So do you see yourself staying on there for how long do you see yourself, or do you want to
Oh,
move up the ladder there?
I would probably want to change to another job here soon just to see what else is out there. I've been with this job currently for about 4 going on 5 years.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So did you have to go to school for that? How did that come about?
So I did not have to go to school for it. I simply just signed up for the program, and they went through a training process. I went through training, just like the training I do teach now. And then from there, I was able to take calls and then eventually start to move up to each position that I wanted.
Wow, that's really good. Okay, has anybody been rude to you on a call? And how if so, how do
Oh,
you handle that?
I definitely have had a lot of rude customers. Usually, if you're not moving too fast, they're like, "Oh, you don't know how to do your job." Some of them will like call you names. Don't want to say the names on here, but you can only imagine the names that you get. There definitely are times where they can belittle you. So just like to the max of say whatever they want to. We do have guidelines set up to where we can, tell them like, hey, if you refrain from using that language, I do have to stop the call. Or if we're telling them that, trying to think of some other ones, if they, the language that they're using really isn't appropriate, if they could stop, or we'll end the call. And usually they do tend to like calm down, or they'll be like, oh, I'm just frustrated, like I don't understand it. Which, looking at their perspective, when you're 65 and older and there's no one else to help you, and you're trying to read this paperwork that has like 4 or 5 pages of just little tiny text, it is frustrating. But again, everyone that you talk to is people. So there's just a way to talk to someone, and there's a way not to.
Right. Okay,
Mhm.
so let me rewind back.
Okay.
Mariah is my best friend's daughter. Her mother's
Yes.
name is Dion. And I don't know if you saw the young man that was on here, was it last week?
I think
Nathaniel
so.
Sh- Nathaniel Shearer. And his mom's name is Donna. So Donna and Dion are sisters, and I have been knowing both of them for probably about 40 something years. See, they're telling my
Oh,
age.
wow.
They're
I
telling
didn't
my
know
age.
that.
I've been knowing them
Wow.
since I was 11 years old.
Wow.
I've
Goodness.
been I've been knowing them for forever. And
Wow.
so that's how I met this young lady Mariah, and
Yes.
uh and so I've watched Mariah grow up. So where were you? You were born in Hawaii, right?
No, that's Tasha. I was born here in Queen.
Okay, what was I thinking? You were the one that was born in Hawaii.
No, I visited Hawaii, but I wasn't born there, no.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, Killeen is the surrounding area of a military base,
Mhm.
Fort Hood, Texas. And how I know Donna and Dion, our parents, both of our fathers served in the military together. So that's how you see your mom. She said, "Wow, that's a long time." Yes, it is a long time to know somebody. I've been knowing your mom and Donna longer than I've been married. I've been married a long time.
Wow. Hey, friendship goes a long way. That y'all are
Yeah,
living
yeah,
proof of it. Hmm.
forever, forever. So so I just want to explain to you how I know somebody so young. Uh, Mariah, you're actually the youngest person that I've had on my broadcast.
Really? Oh, I feel
Yeah.
so honored.
So there's a lot of
Yes.
questions that I want to ask you
By all
as a
means.
young person.
Mhm.
Okay. And I think it's important for people my age. I'm going to just go ahead and say it. I'm 57. Okay. So I think that it's important for people that are older to get to
Hmm.
know younger people because they are the ones that are going to be running stuff when I'm sitting in the old folks' home sipping on a juice box.
But yeah, that makes sense.
So
Yeah.
I wanted, so you need to know these young people. And so the question that I want to ask you is,
Hmm.
um, oh, your mom said I still look good. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that compliment. Uh,
Yes, ma'am.
so, so the question that I want to ask you, uh, how you've always known technology. So
Right.
when people talk about not having a cell phone or
Hmm.
not having an ATM, is that difficult for you to understand?
Um, I think yes and no. I think the I was still able to grow up with technology, but I was still able to see the world without it also. I remember, my dad getting the first iPhone that came out, and it was, just like a very small but still thick kind of phone. But even then, with us not even having cell phones as young kids, it wasn't too much of a difference. Like, well, no, I would say it's way different. But um, not having a phone then was just like whatever. Hearing people not have a phone now, it's kind of like, oh, you don't have a phone? Like, you don't
Hmm.
have a cell phone? Like, that's weird. And when it's someone of a younger, probably like the age of like 20 to who I would even say as young as 8 now, people are very shocked like when they don't have a phone. Like, why
Hmm.
don't you have a phone? Like then they start with the questioning. But people who are older, like maybe someone in their 50s and up, usually they would just have a landline, like one that, and for people who don't
Hmm.
know watching, the landline that just stays in the house, like everybody can
Hmm.
answer it. It's not someone's direct personal device. That is more common than, someone not having a cell phone. But it's definitely
Hmm.
weird when people say like they don't have a cell phone.
So when you were in high school,
Hmm.
were you guys using computers at that time?
Let me think. Yes. So in high school, we were using computers. We had the mobile stations. So it was usually like a very big metal cart, and then you could open it, and it had like maybe 25 slots of MacBooks, and there were like laptops that you can like just disconnect. Everybody would have one. So if you had like a research project, you were able to do your research on there. Mostly, I know a lot of people back then really didn't have laptops, like at-home laptops.
Hmm.
So that was like a good way for everyone to be able to do their research at school. And then once they went home, more than likely they would end up using their phone for research. But we did have computers, yes. If it wasn't the laptops and it was I don't know what they're necessarily called, but the bigger Macs that stand on the desk
Hmm.
with the
Right.
big screens, yeah, we would have those.
So you had books and a laptop at school, or did you guys even have books? I don't know. I don't know what goes
Well,
on.
so we had a library, so you could definitely go and check out books, and then we mostly had the carts with the computers or the computers that you can go and do research on.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna blow your mind. Uh we had books called encyclopedias.
Yes. Well, to
That's
me now, they're just
Encyclopedia
decoration.
Britannica. And that is
Oh.
how and we used to read from those to write our book
Mhm.
reports.
Okay.
So and and we did not have computers, so we had like a card catalog. I don't know if you
Hmm.
know even know what that is.
I don't. I do not know what that is. I do not.
It was like a it was let me see if I can find one. I'm gonna have to look
I can only
online real
imagine.
quick.
You said it was a catalog, so is it? I mean, is it like a catalog,
No,
like book catalog? No.
no, hold on. I'm gonna show it.
I mean, that's the only way I
It's a
can imagine
cabinet.
it.
Look,
A cabinet.
yeah, and then they have like cards inside with the shelf. Hold on, let me see if I can find one.
Oof,
And we use what's called the Dewey Decimal System. Okay, and she's looking at me
do
so crazy.
I feel like I've heard of it before.
It
It sounds
looks like
familiar.
this. See,
I didn't know that was
and
like a real thing. I thought that was just like movie props, like what they
no,
use like
no, we had like
for
little
movies.
cards inside of it with the information where the
Mhm.
book is shelved, and it had like a number.
Mhm.
And oh, we froze up.
Are we frozen? Am I
Yeah,
frozen?
we're frozen.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
there we
It
go.
went.
And it would have like a number on
Mhm.
top, like P whatever. And so you would go to that shelf and yeah,
Hmm.
CTSC, Central Texas College. Your mom said they had that. And so
Yeah, I just need to put it in there.
yeah, so you would there's a card in the box,
Mhm.
that box like this. It was full of cards, okay? Alpha
Mhm.
alphabetically. And then you would pull the card. Hold on, let me do you know what a Rolodex is?
Oh, I've heard of a Rolodex, a
I
Rolodex,
don't have a Rolodex anymore.
a Rolodex. Is it
Yeah,
Does it read to you? It
no,
reads
it
to
doesn't
you? No.
read to you.
I've heard of it though. I've heard the name. The name
but,
sounds familiar.
but anyways,
Rolodex. It sounds
um,
familiar. I don't know.
oh, we're frozen
Uh,
again. Come
Okay,
on.
there we
Okay,
go.
so then, let me go back to that box. Okay, in the
Okay.
library, look like this. You would pull the
Mhm.
card out, and it would have the information
Mhm.
on where to get the book. It have the shelf number, and then
Mhm.
and the title and all that, and you would go using that card, go pick out your book. Then you put the card back in the box.
So does someone like go back and like reorganize them, or you have to like remember where you had
No,
it?
the librarian would reorganize it.
Oh, okay, okay. You would just go put it back in that same box, though. I'm like that sounds confusing. Like it doesn't, it's just sticking papers back in with each other. I don't know.
And it was
uh,
called the Dewey Decimal
yeah,
System.
do this.
Dewey Decimal
Hmm.
System, and that's how we got our books at the library. And you would have to physically sign for a book. You have like a
Mm-hmm.
piece of paper on the inside of the book, and you sign on it.
Okay, I think I remember those. I remember the little, and they're stamped with like the
And
date.
they would stamp
Okay,
it. Yes.
they get a little tally mark on my board.
So, anyways, oh, we're frozen again. Why do we keep
Oh,
freezing? Mariah.
yes, I'm still here. It's
Okay.
like, or I think it's the video that keeps freezing, but the audio is still like going.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry, people, that this thing keeps freezing like that. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if my laptop is overheating or what the situation is. But I'm just gonna go ahead and keep going with the audio. Can you hear me
I can
still?
still hear you.
Oh man, this is come on.
I can still hear you.
Yeah, something's going on with my computer. I think it might be overheating. Dang.
Okay.
Oh, this is awful.
It's technology,
See,
you
I'm
know.
getting that little pinwheel thing going around.
Oh no, that's the worst. That's the
Isn't
worst.
that? Oh, see, my computer feels a little hot.
Oh no. So it is overheating.
I think it is. Doggone it. So we're just gonna do audio until this comes back in.
Okay.
Um, I hate this. I'm just really upset because I really wanted this to go well. Because my thing
I think
is,
it's fun.
I really like talking to young people. Hold on one. I'm gonna text my husband and see if he will come down.
Okay. Oh,
Maybe I need
it
maybe
looks like
he
it's
there
caught
we
up.
go.
It caught up. Yeah.
Let me see if I can get him to bring me down a fan for my laptop. But
Okay.
so I can set my laptop on top of his. It's a the fan for the
Mm-hmm.
computer.
Yes.
But anyways, so I'm so anyways, yeah, so that's how we should get books in the library.
Okay.
Do you know what a Walkman is?
Oh, Walkman. It's like the little I want to say it's the little headphones. I think that
Mm-hmm.
has the antenna from it, right? Is it that one or is it the one with the
No.
little thing on the side?
It has a
It's
cassette player. You know what a
okay, there you
cassette
go.
player is, right?
I do. I do. I had one in my car.
Okay, let me
Mhm. That's probably the only reason why I would have known what a cassette player
I'm
was.
gonna
Other
show
than
you a
that,
picture of a
I don't know.
Walkman.
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out what you guys know and what you guys don't know.
Yes. I think the only reason why, like in a lot of shows, I think still kind of like helped out us younger generation know some things like Martin, The Fresh Prince, Saved by the Bell, like all those ones that used to play Nick at
That's
Night.
a Walkman.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I see.
So going back
Mm.
so going back to your school days.
hmm
Um you guys had like tell me did you had computer class in your school?
We had, I want to say probably I think about seventh or eighth grade was when they
Mhm.
really started to introduce like the typing classes that we would have, like how to use different programs on the computer. Like we always had them, even in elementary school. I can remember using the computer, but it was more for just like learning stuff. But then
Mhm.
when learning like shapes, obviously, because you're in elementary. But then in middle school, that's when it got to be more of like typing essays, learning how to type without looking, using stuff like PowerPoint and Excel. But it wasn't to the extreme of like, of course, you're going to work a corporate job, but enough to just get you into the programs.
Okay. Okay.
I still have to, type looking down sometimes, but I could try to hit every key as much as possible.
So, do you know how to do cursive writing? Did they teach you guys that?
They did teach us that. They taught us all the way up until I want to say they taught us in third grade, and then I think fourth and fifth it became like optional if you did want to write in cursive or not.
Mhm.
With that being said, cursive was always hard to me, so I can only really write my name in cursive now and like maybe a few things, but I can't read it. So
Oh, you can't read it? It's like a
no,
foreign
I can't.
language to you?
Yeah, if I look at it on paper, I'm like, ooh, like if someone writes me a letter in cursive, I'm like, Mom, can you read this to me?
Wow.
So yeah. So I always hope that whenever people send me stuff, it's printed.
What about telling time?
Telling time, oh, I got telling time down, definitely. Like the little analog clocks. Is it analog? Oh.
Do you know? Do you know about? They
Hmm.
have hands on the clock.
Yeah, so I have a clock in my living room.
Oh, so you know how to do that,
Yeah, yeah, that one. The other one is the letters
right?
forming.
Okay, I just want to know.
Uh,
I don't. I'm really trying to figure out
hmm
what you guys. What you guys.
What we may know. Yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah.
just
I
really.
mean, some things I could understand because some people don't know how to read those clocks, and they just have the one that just tells
Hmm.
them like what time
Digital.
it is. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Mhm.
just really
Yeah.
want to know what you guys know.
Mhm. Something
Okay.
so I will say like what was it? I can't remember what it was. We'll move on. I can't remember what it was. It was something like recently too, but I seen it on the show and I was like, what is that? But I can't even remember what it was. Uh, I don't remember what it is. We'll continue.
So now I'm going to talk to you something things about a little bit more serious.
Okay.
Do you follow Black Lives Matter
On any social media or just as a group in general?
as a group? Do you
I don't
what do you
follow. Go ahead.
what do you think about that movement? That's the question. What do you think about that
Um,
movement?
I I think it's a very positive movement because it does put a, I would say, a spotlight on, of course, Black lives because like there are, of course, people of color, but they aren't necessarily considered, you know, like Black Americans. So in this case, like I wouldn't be in the Black Lives Matter because I don't fall into that category. But I think it is a serious topic as far as like when everything did happen and it did become a movement. It just shows you how blind society is to what happens in everyday life for
Mhm.
any like black woman, black man, black child. And most of the time, I feel like media kind of puts a, I wouldn't say sugarcoats it, but they put only half the story where it puts them in a like a bad spotlight. Like it's like, oh, there was a black man that had shot, a white guy, but the true story is like the white guy was trying to break into his house. So many of those stories even get like portrayed wrong, but it's only because like it is a black person.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I think it is a very positive movement to show that there are many other ways to look at stories. There's many other ways to be able to help the cause other than posting just on like social media.
Mm. Have you ever marched before?
I have not, no.
You, can I ask why? I mean, it's your decision. I'm just asking.
Yeah.
I'm just
I think
inquiring mind want to
anytime that
know.
we've had like organized ones, that they've been during the day, so I've been at work. So of
Mhm.
course haven't been able to take off. Or a lot of the ones that are like the bigger ones would be in other cities.
Mhm.
Now would I march in one? Of course, yeah, I would march in one. If there was one available for me to go to.
Okay, I don't know about all that. I don't know
You
about
wouldn't?
all.
Why not? I feel like it's for a
Okay,
good cause. Yeah.
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Okay.
I have
Okay.
marched. Okay.
Mhm.
Uh, my husband and I went to Louisiana. I don't know if you
Mhm.
remember Gina 6 when this kid, these three black kids had beat up this white kid, but
Mhm.
but people didn't know that the white kid had been bullying them. And they beat them up really bad and they put them in
Oh
jail
no.
and were charging them as adults. And
Mhm.
so we went with a big group of people from Dallas from this church, but
Mhm.
it was like a nationwide thing. So we went to Louisiana and there was no cell phone. It was like we stepped back in time to the 1930s. And
Mhm.
it was scary. It was a very scary experience. There were helicopters flying over the site. I mean, it was like millions,
Mhm.
a whole bunch of people. Uh, I don't know if you know who Al Sharpton is. I don't know if you know who that is. He's a civil
No.
rights leader, but he was there. A lot of civil rights leaders were there. But there were
Mhm.
helicopters flying over. CNN,
Mhm.
uh, a whole bunch of news stations were there, and it was scary because there were police officers on horseback with batons,
Oh gosh.
and they told us to make sure you stay with your group. Do not walk off by yourself. Do not go anywhere
Mhm.
by yourself. Stay with your group. So we were all standing around. and what incited the police, because they were everything was going fine. Nobody was
Mhm.
having any problems. We were talking to the police, and we didn't have there were no problems with the police.
Mhm.
They were actually pretty nice. And what incited the police was the new Black Panther Party. I don't know if you even know who the Black
Oh.
Panthers are.
Mhm.
Have you heard of them?
Yes.
Okay, so the police were standing in front of the police station on top of this on the stairs. When the
Mhm.
Black Panther Party started speaking, they came down with batons and riot gear, and
Mhm.
then these police on horseback with batons started riding in, and it was time to go. And a lot of the people had already left because it was like almost over, and so it was time
Mhm.
for us to get back on our bus. But our bus driver was late.
Oh
She
no.
So we were just so there's a whole bunch of us, a group of
Mhm.
us from Dallas, just standing there, not knowing what to do, because here come the police riding in on horseback, like you see in a civil rights
Right.
movie, riding in on
Mhm.
horseback with batons. I'm like, we're not. I was like, I don't feel like getting beat today.
Right.
So
Mhm.
we all decided. My husband said, we're just gonna get on any bus. We're gonna, whatever bus shows up, we're gonna
Mhm.
get on. So we just jumped on the bus, and we didn't even. We just sat on the bus until our bus driver came. She was about 30 minutes late coming to
30
get us, pick
minutes.
us
Oh
up.
my
Yeah,
goodness.
she would sleep at a hotel because all the bus drivers, we had left probably at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
So
okay,
all the
okay.
bus drivers had gone to a hotel to sleep. And so she's
Mhm.
about 30 minutes late coming to get us. And
My
who
goodness.
knows what could have happened during that time.
Mhm.
So that's why, I mean, I'm not saying not to do
Mhm.
whatever, but it can be a very volatile situation. I've been to
Mhm.
about 4 or 5 different marches.
Mhm.
And that was like the scariest one that I have ever been to. I mean, it was frightening. It was frightening
Mhm.
to say the least. And my niece and nephew went to a march in Dallas.
Mhm.
I forgot who for who. They went to a march in front of City Hall in 2020, and I was
Mhm.
quite worried about them. Their mom didn't know
Oh.
they had gone because she told them don't go.
Mhm.
No, their mom didn't know that they had gone. They snuck off and went.
Oh
So that,
gosh. Yeah, that's
yeah,
definitely scary.
right. So that's and
Mhm.
so I get so later on, we found out that they went and and I got some video from the march and everything. But uh, if you go, you better have your head on the swivel. That's all I gotta say. So
Oh, watching your back, making
you
sure,
better be,
looking everywhere.
or stand further back. Don't stand in the
Mhm.
front or stand in the middle. Stand in the back to the side. So when so if you have to run,
Mhm. That you can get out of there.
you can get out of there.
Mhm.
This is my experience. This is what I know, what I've seen.
Mhm.
I almost got arrested, and I wasn't even marching. I was just taking pictures. There was a group
Mhm.
of people protesting Columbus Day in downtown Dallas.
Mhm.
And I was just standing there taking pictures, and the police like came up to me, telling me, "You need to get down." 'Cause I stand on these stairs, shooting down
Mhm.
at the crowd. You need to get down. Yeah, he just like being real aggressive with me. I was like, "Okay, officer,
Mhm.
I'm moving." I moved out the way because it's like he wanted to get me. He's
Oh
waiting for me to
gosh.
say something so he could take me down. So as I'm
Mhm.
saying,
Just
have
be
your head
careful.
on a swivel. Be like this.
Got
So
you.
that's enough out of me. That's enough out
Mhm.
of me. Uh, what else I was going to ask you? Do you watch the news?
So actually, I did used to watch the news, and then I stopped watching it because I had to start waking up earlier.
Hmm.
And when we were going like actually onto the site, since I work from home now, we would get different schedules, and usually when I would have a schedule, like maybe 9, where I go in at either, I would say either 9, 10, or 11, I would be able to wake up early enough to watch the news. If I didn't watch the news, then I would listen to a podcast, NPR.
Mm-hmm.
They're usually, I would ask like Siri, hey, like, what's the news for today? And then that's what they would play. And then I would listen to that to get like a short kind of, mm, just like a glimpse of what was going on. If I
Mm-hmm.
can catch it, I will. Like if I'm at my mom's house, at around 5 o'clock, I'll watch it. Or if I'm at my grandma's house around the time, I'll watch it. But if I don't, then I'll probably usually catch it on like Twitter, about what's going
Mm-hmm.
on.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think about um, guns and gun rights? Should
Oh,
we
that's a
have
tough
guns?
topic. That's a tough
Yeah, I
topic.
told you I'm gonna go deep because I want to know
um,
what I want to know.
I feel like with guns, guns are okay for safety. They are
Mm-hmm.
okay for protection. When it comes to Texas, I feel like it should be harder to get a gun, versus the way it is now. I feel like I feel like it should be more. There should be more steps to get a gun, versus me being able to walk into academy and in an hour and a half, like I have a gun. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's very easy for anybody that's capable to get one that's not in possibly the right mindset or the right mental capacity to be able to get one and just do whatever with it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good answer. So now I'm going to open it up for questions. Does anybody out there have questions for Mariah?
Hmm.
You're doing really good.
Thank you, thank you. Very nervous. These are very good topics. These are very like, in the day topics, I should say.
What do you think I was going to ask you?
I don't know. Not this. As long as it's not like political, like stuff with like Biden and Abbott and all that stuff. I don't know all that political, you
You
know,
don't have to, but you
the
are
power
up
conflict.
on what's going on. I just want to know
True.
if young people are up on what's going on.
Definitely. And I think with things like TikTok, TikTok is a very you get news and information within 25 seconds, 30 seconds, 2 minutes. And that definitely, I will say, has kept me very relevant with what's been going on. Definitely with things like the mass shooting that just happened. I read that a lot on Twitter. I've seen it a lot on TikTok. Everyone talking about it. Everything going on with like the abortion, banning abortion. Like if they are going to ban it, or if they're going to help out with it. The formula crisis, the baby formula crisis. Like we're running shortage on that. Like just keeping all of that and like seeing it on TikTok and things of that nature. It's definitely just I see it, I can talk about it with people, and get their view on it.
Let's go back. You
Hmm.
Okay, here's a question. In high
Oh
school,
gosh.
you attended cosmetology classes. Do you wish you had
I do.
continued?
Do I wish I would have continued? That's a good question. So I did go to cosmetology for 2 of the years that I was in high school. I did love it. I definitely love to do hair, nails, everything that makes you feel better as a person, makes someone else feel better whenever they get their hair done. I when I finished the program, I had to really sit with myself and see if that's something I wanted to do as a career, which I felt like I did not want to do it. Just because I couldn't see myself standing for like 8 hours a day and constantly doing hair. I do hair more for as a hobby and as a service, loved ones if they want their hair done, than I do to go out and make money doing it.
Hmm. Okay,
Hmm.
that question came from your mom.
No way. Did it really? I cannot believe it.
Yeah, your mom.
Wow,
And you also well,
okay.
you also went to school to be a teacher.
Mhm.
What happened?
So when I went to school, so I started right after high school. I want to say the fall after high school. My back in 2016. That's when I graduated high school. I started going to school in the fall, and I went all the way up until 2019. And
Mhm.
after 2019, I had finished almost most of my, what do they call it? Is it prerequisites? I can't remember the exact name for it. The foundation classes that you need to take.
Mhm.
So I finished most of those, and then after that, like that's when I think 2019. I took a pause from school just because at that time I was taking 5 classes and then I was also working 2 jobs. So I was going to school, I was working at Popeyes, and then I was working at the job I have now,
Mhm.
teleperformance. So it was definitely a lot on my plate, and I
Mhm.
just felt like I just needed to take a break, have a little breather time. And by the time I did start to try to look up and see if I wanted to do school again, that's when COVID had hit. You know, COVID started in 2020. And
Mhm.
then that really changed it for me because then all the kids were going home, all the kids were getting sent home. And then now teaching wasn't the same. It was all virtual. So then you had to do virtual classes. And then, it's I feel like kids don't learn that way. Kids learn a lot more, and it makes an emphasis when the teacher is present in the classroom because you can feel the energy and excitement the teacher's giving off. You can feel the helpfulness. Like I think everybody remembers their first and second grade teacher and how they treated them, how they were with the class. Like bending down to help the kids. Like do you
Mhm.
understand this? That's the most memorable times for kids, and I feel like with COVID happening, that wasn't going to be able to happen for me. And that's if I would have continued with school, those would have been the times when I probably would have finished by then.
Mhm.
But then I was really like, well, what do I want to do? But then that's when they stopped paying. Well, I would say they stopped paying teachers, but then teachers weren't making as much. And then they started going through more being teachers
Mhm.
and, having to struggle for different things. So then I was like, I don't know what I want to do. Like, there's so many other options now. So it's kind of just exploring, see what I like and don't like, and just going to pick a career. I have decided to possibly go back to school and do business management instead of doing teaching, so that way I can see probably open a business
Mhm.
eventually, depending on what it is, and that way it can be like a generational pass down
Mhm.
if I decide to have kids. Mom, if you're out there, family members, if you're out there, don't get your hopes up. That doesn't mean have kids. Sorry, sorry, not sorry.
We're
You
gonna
know.
come back around to that in a few seconds. So, Tasha says, "What was the most challenging thing for cosmetology?"
Oh, the most challenging thing I would say when we had clients. So when someone came into the school, they would, it's a learning school. So they could write down and they could want you to do a service, and then the teachers would, pick someone to do that service.
Mhm.
And I think I had 2 different clients that I had to do. But my first ever one was I had to do a hair color. And she had,
Mhm.
I think, I want to say she had like black hair and she wanted like a lighter brown.
Mhm.
And it's usually hard to lift through so many layers to get a lighter color. And I
Mhm.
was like so nervous. And, it was an older lady, so her hair was fine. So I was just like, oh, freaking out. And I was like, oh my goodness, like this isn't going to turn out right. Like, oh my gosh, like it's going to look so bad. And, she's going to hate it. But after we were able to go through, we were able to get the color in, wash her hair, get it blow dry. Like it looked amazing. And I was like so proud of myself. I was like, oh my gosh, like I loved it. And then she actually tipped me $50. So I was not,
Wow,
bad about that. Right. I was not bad. I was happy. I was like, for my first client, like I was very, very ecstatic.
man, that's good.
Mhm.
$50,
$50,
man.
right?
Fill up my
Mhm.
car with $50 by now.
Right. Yes.
Um, have you have you been traveling? Have you traveled since the COVID
Um, have I traveled this year?
with
In
2020?
2021, I haven't. 2020, I did. 2020, I traveled quite a bit actually. In I said 2021, like it's not 2022 this year.
Hmm.
Between 2020 and 2021, I did travel. I traveled to I think about 6 states in that time, five or six possibly.
Ooh, do tell. Where did you go?
So I went to Oh, I did travel this year as well. I went to Hawaii starting off. I went to go visit my best friend. So I stayed there for about 3 months and then I came back. Once I came back to the States, I went to trying to find the timeline. After I came back from the States, I had ended up going to New York. New York was very fun. I enjoyed it. I had a great time there. From New York, I went to trying to think if it was this year from that year. From New York, I went to I think Florida to go visit my brother. Love
Hmm.
that guy. And then I guess I wasn't. I feel like I went somewhere else. I can't remember. I went somewhere else in that time frame too. I can't think of it. I don't know.
So
I
how
went to
was
Rhode
it?
Island.
Rhode
That counts.
Island? What's that about?
Yeah. It was. I think you could take a little like what is it? I don't even know what it is. It's like a little it's like a little ball that's on a line. And you
Okay, I
like,
know what that's
you know,
called. Yeah, I don't remember. I
yeah,
can't exactly tell you the name right now, but I know what you're talking about. Um,
yes.
hold on.
Someone in the chat.
Oh, she said
Yeah.
Utah. Your mom said Utah.
Oh, Utah. Yes. That was I think in 2021. So I went to
Hmm.
Utah to go to a wedding. I went to Cali. That was fun.
What part of
Um,
California?
we went to Los Angeles and then we went to go visit San Diego and
Hmm.
we went somewhere one more place. I can't remember, but yes.
How is it traveling during this time? Because I have not been anywhere since it hit.
Since then.
So how is it traveling right now?
Um I feel like when it first started in 2020, it was a little challenging because you always have to have your mask on no matter where you are. Like in the airport, you have to have it on. On the plane ride, you have to have it on no matter how long the plane ride is.
Hmm.
My longest plane ride was, of course, going to Hawaii. It was two connecting flights. So you
Hmm.
can only imagine from the time I got into the airport to the time I actually like landed and got in the car in Hawaii, like I had a mask on. So that was almost like I don't know, like 18 hours of, just wearing a mask, trying to breathe in a mask. And uh, granted, it is for protection, but eventually it does start to get hard to breathe because it's like
Hmm.
you have the same mask on, you're trying to like lift it up and keep breathing and put it back on, trying to sleep with it on. It is a lot of like washing your hands, hand
Hmm.
sanitizing constantly because you're touching somewhere else that someone else is touching. It's a lot of protocols that you have to face. Vaccination. Certain
Hmm.
places will not let you enter if you don't have like a vaccination. That was
Hmm.
another thing in like California. Certain bars you couldn't get into unless you had like your vaccination card with you. Luckily, I had mine on my phone because I
Hmm.
didn't have it. I don't think I had it like on me, but it was at like the hotel. But I had to like bring up a picture of it to show them like, oh, I'm vaccinated to be able to get in.
Hmm.
Traveling certain places, you have to have your vaccination. Or if you land somewhere, they may have you take a COVID test if you haven't had one in the past like 48 hours or like the past 2 days.
Hmm.
So just being prepared for things like that.
So, I have some questions for you. Is it
Hmm.
from Karen Smith? Is it hard to get brown from black?
Is it hard to get brown from black? like going from brown to black, I don't think it's necessarily not harder to go from a lighter to a darker.
No, no. If you have black hair,
Oh, is it
is it
hard to go to
hard
brown?
to get, yeah, go to brown?
Yes, just because you have to go through so many layers, like if you do it the first time, it might come out to where you can see it, but it's not probably the brown that you're looking for. So then you have to wait and then do it again. Sometimes they do use lighteners to try to get you
Hmm.
to that color, but that could also be damaging. So just being
What do you
like
mean by a
cautious and aware.
lightener? What is Explain that, because I don't know.
So
What is that?
usually with like when you're trying to get lighter color from like darker hair, you can use a lightener and it will kind of, if you think of it, if you're like wiping a coin, it's going to like lift layers of the coin. That's kind of the same thing for your hair. It's going to lift those layers that you're needing to achieve that lighter color. So
Hmm.
lightener, lighter color.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
Um, Tasha, okay. Is cosmetology in the future, and would you open your own shop one day?
Oh, that's a great question. If I did choose to do cosmetology, I would actually have to go through the course again. Whenever you finish the course, you have up to 2 years to be able to take your written exam and
Hmm.
your practical and your written. And if you don't complete it within those 2 years, you have to go again until you, of course, either meet the hours and then take the practical and be done, or if you take the course, wait, and then do it. It has to be in that time frame. But do I see it in my future? I can see myself doing hair again for other people, but not doing it necessarily as a service to gain money. I would open my own shop for others to do like booth rentals to have a place for some, for their customers to come to, but I
Hmm.
myself would not.
You're just not interested.
No, mm-mm, not
Okay,
at all.
she's not interested, Tasha.
Yeah, I will say, also the reason why too, I feel like, people in my generation are just so picky. So if it doesn't come out like the way they want it in the picture, or like, everybody gets inspiration from somewhere. So if it doesn't look exactly how they're wanting it, like they may not pay you, they may complain about it, like
Hmm.
they could leave you like bad reviews somewhere, and word of mouth is the best way to get anything done and the best way to get clientele. So if that one person tells five people and those five people tell their five people, then it's like it's over for you.
Okay, Tasha, do you have to bleach your hair if you have a darker color of hair to make it lighter? And is there a healthier way to do it without damaging hair?
That's a good question. I would say if you did want to achieve a lighter color, try to take it in step portions and don't try to do it all in one sitting. Some people do try to achieve that lighter look in, the 1 or 2 hours that they're in the salon. I would say just take it slow and just, get it done by month if needed by your hairdresser, or within every, like, 6 weeks if that's what they're wanting. Just follow their instruction and don't try to, you know, do it at home either, because that doesn't always turn out the
Hmm.
best.
Okay, out
Is
of
there a
all the,
healthier way? Was
yeah, is
that
there a
that's the
healthier
second
way?
one?
Yeah.
That would probably be the healthiest way. Just not doing it all in the same sitting.
Okay. Okay. Somebody else asked the question. Your Milex Santos. Out of all the places
Mhm.
you've been to, which state did you enjoy the most?
Oh, that's a tough one. Uh, I would probably say it's either between Hawaii and New York. I like New York because there were so many different like fashions that you've seen walking down the street. There's so many little shops that are literally everywhere. Um, if you live in a small town, it's amazing to see all the buildings that are super high up. Like you're literally like, breaking your neck to look at it. And Hawaii is just like the beaches, the nice sun. If you're a person like me who's always cold, it's great to always be in the sun. There's so many fresh foods to always eat, tons of great people to meet. It's just a great experience overall. Um, I'd probably have to say Hawaii. If anything, I'd probably say Hawaii. Yeah.
Okay, your Billix. What is the best memory you have from that state?
Ooh, the best memory I have. Let's see. There's so many. Um, the best memory I have would probably be when we got off of work one day because we work from home. So the schedule Hawaii is like 4 hours behind us. So we would go to work at wake up, go to work at 2:30 a.m. and then we would be able to get off by 11. So
Hmm.
getting off by 11 in the afternoon, we we called up one of our friends. He came and picked us up, and we literally, like that, the whole rest of the day took a tour of the island, like just driving around, stopping at different places, getting to sightsee. We were in a Jeep too, so that was just a whole nother form of like euphoria, getting to feel like the wind, listening to music, getting to pass and see all the views going by. It was like one of those movie moments. It was truly amazing.
Hmm. Okay, your Millix again. What is the meaning of life? That's a deep question. I don't know the meaning, but go ahead.
Ah,
What do you think?
the meaning of life. Um, the meaning of life. The meaning of life to me.
Yeah, that's what she
Let's
wants to know.
see. What is the meaning of life? I think of the meaning of life is just to be able to find joy in every moment in I think every day, no matter what you're doing. Um, yeah, being able to find joy. That's the meaning of life.
Okay, it's a question for your mom. If you had a
hmm
chance to visit Europe, where would you go?
If I had a chance to visit Europe,
Hmm.
ooh, um, that's a great question. If I had a chance, probably, uh, I would probably say France.
Why?
I would say France because I love flowers, and most of the time, France usually has like a lot of fresh markets,
Hmm.
whether it is food, whether it is flowers. I actually have this puzzle that I did not finish that I was working on. That is of a flower market, and there's like nothing but flowers all down the road. And I think it would
Hmm.
just be amazing to be able to experience that in person and take pictures and be like, wow, I was here.
I got a question. Would you go to Africa?
Would I go to Africa? Where at in Africa?
Well, shoot. There's several really developed areas in Africa, countries in
hmm
Africa. There's Ghana, there's Rwanda, and there's
hmm
Tanzania. It's people pronounce it Tanzania. What they? How do people pronounce? But it's the real Tanzania, but it's pronounced Tanzania. That's the real
hmm
pronunciation. When you go to Ghana, the main city is Accra. That's the capital city, and that's where a lot of expats live.
I would probably go. I don't see why I wouldn't.
Hmm.
hmm I wouldn't mind going. I feel like going anywhere that you wouldn't go on a regular basis, or just anywhere outside of your own city and state, is always a pleasure. Even if you don't have the best experience, you can say that you went and give people your, best feedback on it, like where to
Hmm.
go, what to do. Oh yeah, I would
Hmm.
definitely go.
Yeah, I want to go. I'm
hmm
just waiting for this stuff to. I don't know
To
when.
clear up,
Yeah, I'm
you
waiting
might
for
be
this
waiting
stuff
for
to
a
go
while.
down. I'm
Definitely
waiting for
might be
this
waiting
stuff to
for a
go down.
while.
Okay, here's your sister. Do you ever see yourself getting married in the future?
She knows how I feel about that. Let me make sure my phone's not about to die. Okay. Um, I honestly, to me, I don't believe in marriage. My personal self, I know,
Wait a minute,
crazy.
what?
Yeah, I don't believe in marriage. I don't want to ever get married now. I don't see myself getting married. However, comma, I will love to visit, love to attend weddings, but I myself, no, I would not.
You know what? When I was in my late 20s, I think I was 28, 29.
Hmm.
I was just like, I'm never getting married. I'm done. I was
Mm-mm.
celibate. I was just like, I'm finished. I'm just gonna
Abrupt.
concentrate on my career. Later for all that
Hmm.
noise. Then I met my husband.
I
I
don't
wasn't
know.
even
It would
I was
take the right
not
guy to change
looking.
my mind,
Yeah,
but it's a no for me
I'm
right now.
telling you, I wasn't even looking for that dude. And when I
Hmm.
met him, I thought we're just gonna be friends. And
Hmm.
now it's 26 years later.
Wow. Well, I definitely don't know if that would be my case, but yeah, it's a no for me,
You could
Tosh.
I'm
Sorry.
saying I was doing the same thing. I'm totally serious. I was like, there's
Hmm.
no way on God's earth that I'm gonna get married. And then I met the dude.
Met this guy.
Yeah, and I was like, mm-mm. And then even when I met him, I was like, mm-mm.
Not at
Now it's
all. Nope.
26 years later. So
Yeah.
don't never say never because you don't know. You really
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, you really don't know because that was
It's
the last thing on my mind for real.
right.
On
Hmm.
the real, I was just like, mm-mm.
Nope. Forget it.
Yep. Okay. You're such a positive, beautiful person. What's your secret?
Oh, thank you.
Mm.
Uh,
What's your secret?
I would say as far as um just keeping like your beauty up, just a lot of self-care. Know what does and doesn't, make you happy. I feel like whenever people do stuff that doesn't make them happy, it really wears on them.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that is your job, whether that's daily routines, whether it's like people you hang around, it will definitely all depend on your factor. Uh, I can definitely say whenever you're having a negative thought, or whenever you're in a negative situation, always try to see the positive outcome. Um, for me, I used to always like let little stuff upset me to the max, where I was just like mad, and I had to, look at myself and be like, why are you putting so much energy towards this? Like, it doesn't need that much energy. So now, like, I can get upset at things, but it's very hard for me to be mad at things, because when I noticed whenever I would get mad at things, it would drain so much energy. Like, it would make my stomach hurt. It would just make
Mm-hmm.
me feel so sick. So if something happens, if it's something I can't control, okay, sure, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Just let it roll off and just continue on, because I don't want
That's
that negative energy on me.
mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, gotta get my charger real quick. Hold on.
Okay.
I don't want my phone to die. That was a good question, though. That was a very good question.
That was your sister.
Yeah, that was a good question. I like that question. I guess this outlet too.
And she's back. Oh, I don't hear you now. I can't hear you. Mm-mm. No, I don't hear you. I can't hear you now. Ah, crap. I don't hear you. Oh, no. No. Can you unmute? Oh, unmute. It says your mic isn't connected. It's saying I can't unmute you because your mic is not connected. I can't. No, I can't hear you. Hello? I can't hear you. Uh,
Okay,
now, okay, hello?
now?
Okay, now I can hear you. Hello?
Ah, okay.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know
So,
either.
okay. Um, Here's another question. I'm going to ask
Okay.
this question and then we're going to close it out. Does anybody have, okay, let me ask this question and then if anybody has one more question, then we'll let that. Okay, at one time you were teaching yourself to speak Korean or Japanese.
Hmm.
Why did you stop?
So I was, and I did enjoy it. I think
What were you teaching? What were you trying to learn?
I was learning Korean. So I had seen, I think, well, I was watching a lot of K dramas at the time, and I was like, oh, it'd be cool to like be able to watch it and not have the subtitles on. And so I did start learning Korean. I was using Lindo there. So I was using their app, and then I was using their like they have a game version of it as well to help you be able to like reinforce it. I was learning it and for that reason, and then I had also kind of stepped it up a little because I seen that there was like a remote job posting for like a logistics Korean interpreter, and that was like $60 an hour, and I was like, wow,
Hmm.
like that would be a great job to like have, and be able to speak both languages. So I was learning that, and then I think I stopped because I got a little discouraged because I really didn't have anybody to speak Korean to. So it's kind of hard to teach yourself a language and then try to talk it back to yourself, and you don't know whether it does sound correct or if it doesn't. Um, and so that was like a big reason why I had stopped. But I do plan to pick it back up because I did enjoy learning.
So, Sean, your brother's on here. He says, what music are you listening to as of recently?
Ooh, okay, nice. Music I am listening to as of recently. I do listen to a lot of R&B currently. I do listen to like Lizzo, Summer Walker,
Who's
Brit
Summer Walker?
Spears. Summer Walker, she's an R&B artist.
Okay, I'm gonna check her out. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I listen to them. I don't know Doja Cat. Doja Cat's kind of like pop and R&B.
Yeah, I know who
So
she is.
her.
Yeah.
I do still listen to like a lot of K-pop, K-R&B, just because it's still kind of keeping me in the loop of Korean. And hip hop's not really my favorite. Probably a lot of like reggaeton.
Okay.
Mhm.
Would you ever consider moving out of Killeen?
Uh, Tough question there.
I'm
Would I
asking
ever?
that.
Would I ever consider it? With the way inflation's going, definitely not, because even now, a lot of apartments are going up, a lot of housing is going up, and I can only imagine how much something is in another state if they
Hmm.
are this high here in Killeen. So the answer is no. I would
So that's
travel
where.
out, but
Uh
not
huh.
move,
So that's where you're gonna live forever.
no. Probably forever in my book. Now, if something changes along the line, then I'll move, but currently, right now, it's forever. Yes.
Ooh, you better than
Yeah.
me.
Colleen's
You better than me because
home, like.
I just stayed at home. I'm not trying to discourage you. I mean, my parents live there, but there's nothing to do in Killeen. I mean, there isn't. You got to drive all the way up to Austin if you want to do something. Austin or
Yeah,
Dallas.
definitely.
Okay. Let's see. What is this person say? Agent Sonic. Hi, Elijah. He's talking to your cat.
I'm pretty sure he would say hello too. I don't know where he is at the moment. Oh, he's looking at something outside.
Oh, he's hiding from you. Okay, Agent Sonic. Okay. Oh, he says there's a lot of much there's much to see. Okay, I think that's when we were talking about would you live outside of Colleen. Okay, but both of y'all, Malia is a great artist. Malia, who is Malia?
Malia. I don't think I've heard of Malia.
Who is Agent Sonic? Who is Malia? And Ben Hughes.
Ben Hughes.
Do you know who that is?
Um, Possibly. I feel like I may have heard him.
Huh. I don't know who those two people are. Malia and Ben Hughes. I'm going to look them up. Okay. Huh. I don't even know who that is.
Hmm.
I like these two Toronto artists. What's that guy's name? He's from Canada. He's kind of jazzy sounding.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm going to look him up. Uh, he's got a song with her. Do you know who her is?
Oh, you're talking about Daniel Caesar.
Yeah, that's my
Yeah,
dude.
him too. Yeah, I listened to him.
Yeah, I like him a lot. Okay, he's a
Mhm.
Simply Sean R&B artist. Okay, okay. Did you visit the Statue of Liberty at Ground Zero while you were in New York?
I visited Ground Zero. That to me, that was a very like, oh my goodness, kind of site when we were there. A lot of people were taking pictures. I didn't feel like it was the most appropriate place to take pictures, just because
Hmm.
like it's
People
basically
died.
like yeah, it's like a graveyard, like
It's a
basic.
memorial. Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't feel like it was the most appropriate place to take pictures. But I also didn't realize like how close those buildings like really sat to each other. Like
Hmm.
you could literally like skip like 2 feet, 3 feet,
Hmm.
and you're touching the other building. So that was like amazing to see. It's I think when we went though, it was like cloudy and a little rainy. But they didn't have like the light displays that they show sometimes where
Hmm.
it's like it shows the towers. They didn't have those. But they did have like the run kind of like a running water fountain that goes into it,
Hmm.
and you can look down and see it, and then all around all four sides it has like all the names listed on the slab of
See,
marble.
when I went, it was just a big hole.
Oh, so
They
they
even
hadn't
had the
finished
buildings up.
anything?
No, and there was a cross made out of steel beams from
Mm-hmm.
the building, and it had like a little doll on it,
Oh.
and yeah, stuff from the victims on that cross. So
Mm-hmm.
it was even more traumatic when I went, and it was silence. Nobody was talking. It was like a big gaping, big gaping hole before they even
Mm-hmm.
built all that stuff.
Oh
Okay,
gosh.
Yo, I think it's Yo. What is your favorite guilty pleasure snack?
Uh, Shoot, that's a hard question because I have a lot that I just eat. Um, I would probably have to say ice cream because I know I'm not supposed to be eating it because I know it's gonna hurt my stomach later on. But I would probably have to say ice cream. Can't get enough of
Okay.
it.
So
Hmm.
we're going to go ahead and close this out. I am so happy that you agreed to come on. Maybe we'll
Yes,
get your brother Sean to come on next. What about it, Simply
we
Sean?
should. We should.
Yeah,
Hint,
next.
hint, hint.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get your brother's information, get your brother's email,
Hmm.
and see if he want to come on. Yeah, just keep it all in the family. I already I interviewed Nathan with
Hmm.
last week. Now I'm interviewing Mariah. I tried to get Caitlin to come on. She wouldn't come on. So I need to get Sean. I need to get Deanna and Dana. So
Yes.
I got Dion on there with her jury. She you help your mother out. You help your mother out with the jury,
Hmm.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, so she's a great help to her mom. So I really
Mommy wants
appreciate
cookies.
you. You got some jewelry on, some of her jewelry
No,
on right now?
I don't have it on right now, but I was saying I usually model it. So if you
You
see a
got some of her
hand,
pieces that
me.
you want to show in the house?
Oh, do I have any?
Well, if you do, bring it on up here.
Okay. Let me see.
So we got to go ahead and get a little
Little sneak peek.
promo.
Yeah.
We do a little promo for
Dion's Jewelry Avenue.
yeah.
Okay, let me see. I think I have this one. Other ones here. To have my headphones in, y'all are kind of like following me along here. Hopefully, I'm not too far from it. See. All right. So here are a couple pieces. Boot Elijah off the chair. These are some of my favorite ones. Little earrings with a little smile, it's a little flower.
Oh, those are cute.
Yes.
Very colorful. And these are made by Dion, her mother.
And here's her little what her packaging looks like whenever you receive one.
Oh, that's cute.
And then you receive a little business card. So thank you for supporting small businesses. So it has
Okay,
her little
pull it back
Instagram
because it's blurry. Pull it back a little bit so
right
people can see
here.
it. Yeah. Dion's Jewelry Avenue. Diani's Jewelry Avenue. Okay.
Yes, okay. And then it does come with a card instruction. So if you do wear the jewelry, what to do, not to do.
Oh, that's really
Uh,
nice.
and then it does have also another card as well. It has all of her social medias. Most of them is going to be Dion's Jewelry Avenue. So on YouTube, TikTok, it's going to be it's going to be Jewelry Avenue 3. Instagram, it's Jewelry Avenue underscore. And then for the shop, it's going to be Dion's Treasures on Etsy.
Okay, so we gave Dion a plug tonight. So thank you
Yes.
so much for being on the show. I
Mm-hmm.
really appreciate you. And
Oh, here's the other
that's the
two.
show for the. Oh, she got some more. Oh, those are
Yeah,
cute. I like that.
little.
Put one of them on. Put one of them on real
Okay,
quick.
I got you. I got you. So these are going to be her macrame bracelets, and they have little sunflowers on them because I love flowers. Let me put this one on. I got them in two different colors so I can interchange them out with outfits because you can never have too much jewelry. I know all the ladies in here can understand. Love it, love it. The other one on here. All right, here we go. And here they are.
Oh, those are cute.
They have a little
I
hangy
like
thing.
that.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, so again, Tasha. No, I'm calling you by your sister's name. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for coming on, Mariah.
You're
I really
welcome.
appreciate it.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
so I guess I'll be seeing you in Killeen sometime. I think I'm gonna be down there on Saturday for
Okay.
Memorial Day weekend. I got a present. Hold on. If Caitlin's watching, I still got your present here, Caitlin.
Oh.
I'll have to drop this off at your mom's house, at Donna's house this weekend. So I still have Caitlin's present sitting right here. But anyways, Everybody have a blessed and wonderful weekend.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
be safe out there. Watch your back because people are crazy, especially during
Very
Memorial Day
crazy.
weekend. Don't drink and drive.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody be safe. And I love all you guys. Oh, and also what I want to say is
Mm-hmm.
subscribe to my channel. I'm still trying to get to 500, but
Mm-hmm.
before you subscribe, make sure you look at my videos first. Make sure you look and see if this is a channel that you want to subscribe to, because I've had some people subscribe, and then later on, I'm thinking I got some higher numbers, and then they unsubscribe. So
Oh,
before you
how rude of
subscribe,
them.
yeah, that happen. That happens. So before you subscribe, actually make sure this is a channel that would be good for you, that will suit you. And
Mm-hmm.
I've had some really great interviews on here. Check
Yes.
out all the interviews. Okay. Mariah is and like I said, Mariah is the youngest person that I've had on my channel so far. And I really liked hearing her views and what it's like to be somebody her age especially during this time. So
Mm-hmm.
again, Mariah, thank you
Thank you
so,
for
so
having
much for
me.
coming on. Big ups.
Thank you. Thank
Yay.
you. Thank you.
God bless. Peace. We're out. Bye bye.
Bye.
Oh, kiss.